Welcome back to Stoic Albums, where we decode the psychology of power, discipline, and silent success. Today's video is Master Your Mind, Sigma Habits for Unbreakable Resilience. If you're tired of breaking under stress, if you want a mind that stays calm in chaos, this one is for you. Habit 1. The Power of Silent Reflection. One of the strongest habits that makes a Sigma person mentally tough is the habit of silent reflection. This habit looks simple from the outside, but it is incredibly powerful. Silent reflection means taking time alone, away from noise, drama, and distractions, to think clearly and understand yourself better. Many people run away from silence because it forces them to face their thoughts. But Sigma individuals use silence as their personal training ground. When life becomes stressful, most people panic or react without thinking. But Sigmas do the opposite. They slow down, breathe, and step back from the situation. They allow their mind to settle before making any decision. This helps them stay calm and confident in moments where others would fall apart. Silent reflection gives them emotional control, mental clarity, and inner strength. In this quiet time, they ask themselves important questions like, what is really happening? What can I control right now? What is wasting my energy? What is the best response? These questions guide them to find the truth, not the illusion created by fear or stress. Silent reflection also helps them understand their emotions instead of ignoring them. When you sit with your thoughts, you discover what is hurting you, what is motivating you, and what needs to change. This habit also makes the Sigma personality more confident. Because they spend time with their own mind, they know themselves deeply. They don't get confused easily. They don't depend on others for direction. Their decisions become sharper, smarter, and more aligned with their goals. Silent reflection is not about being alone. It is about being aligned. And this alignment is what builds unbreakable resilience. Habit 2. Controlled emotions, not suppressed emotions. Another powerful Sigma habit for mastering the mind is the ability to control emotions instead of suppressing them. Many people think being strong means pretending not to feel anything. But true resilience comes from understanding your emotions, not hiding them. Sigmas don't push their feelings away. They observe them, process them, and then choose the smartest response. When something stressful happens, the average person reacts instantly. They shout, panic, or make decisions based on fear. But Sigmas follow a 3-step method. Feel, understand, act. First, they allow themselves to feel the emotion. Whether it's anger, sadness, anxiety, or disappointment, they accept it without judging themselves. This prevents emotional pressure from building up inside. Next, they try to understand the emotion. They ask themselves, why am I feeling this? What triggered this? What is the lesson here? This step transforms emotional chaos into emotional clarity. Finally, they act. But this action is calm, logical, and controlled. Instead of reacting impulsively, they respond with purpose. This is why Sigmas often appear calm, mature, and emotionally stable, even in situations where others lose control. People might think Sigmas are cold or heartless, but the truth is they are simply masters of emotional discipline. They know that letting emotions control your actions can destroy relationships, goals, and mental peace. So they train themselves to be aware of their feelings without being controlled by them. This emotional control builds resilience because it prevents emotional breakdowns, keeps the mind steady, and helps the Sigma navigate difficulties with confidence. When you understand your emotions, you become the driver of your life, not the passenger. This is how Sigma individuals stay strong, balanced, and unshakable. Habit 3. Self-reliance and internal validation. One of the strongest Sigma habits that builds unbreakable resilience is self-reliance. Most people depend on others for motivation, approval, and emotional support. But Sigma individuals develop the ability to stand on their own feet, both mentally and emotionally. They don't wait for anyone to push them, praise them, or guide them. They create their own path and walk it with confidence. Self-reliance starts with one powerful belief: I am enough. Sigmas don't look outside for validation. They don't need someone to tell them they're good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. They validate themselves from within. This inner strength makes them almost impossible to break, because no one can take away what they didn't give. When you depend too much on external approval, one negative comment can destroy your confidence. One rejection can break your motivation. But Sigmas avoid this because their sense of worth comes from their own standards, not society's expectations. Self-reliance also means taking responsibility for your own life. Sigmas don't blame others for their mistakes or failures. They learn, adapt, and grow. This mindset gives them control over their destiny. Instead of saying, "I can't do it because of others," they say, "I will do it because I believe in myself." Internal validation also brings emotional freedom. When you don't care about unnecessary opinions, you stop overthinking and start living more peacefully. You protect your energy. You focus on what truly matters. This habit makes Sigmas strong, independent, and emotionally stable. They don't chase attention, but they attract respect. They don't beg for support, yet people naturally trust them. Because nothing is more powerful than a person who relies on themselves and knows their own worth. Habit 4. Controlled daily discipline. Another essential Sigma habit for building mental resilience is controlled daily discipline. Discipline is not about being perfect or pushing yourself until you are exhausted. It is about creating small, consistent habits that make your mind stronger every single day. Sigmas understand that resilience is not built during easy times. It is built through daily actions, routines, and choices. Most people depend on motivation. They work only when they feel inspired. But motivation is temporary, emotional, and unreliable. Sigmas don't wait for the right mood. They rely on discipline because discipline creates stability. When you repeat positive routines every day, your mind becomes trained to stay focused even under stress. This discipline can be simple: waking up at a set time, exercising regularly, reading a few pages, organizing tasks, or practicing a skill. These small habits build confidence, order, and strength. Over time, they form a solid mental foundation that helps a person stay calm, even when life becomes difficult. Sigmas also set clear boundaries. They don't let distractions steal their time. They avoid negative people, unnecessary drama, and habits that weaken their mind. They understand that protecting your energy is part of discipline, too. Most importantly, Sigmas know how to stay committed even when things get tough. They push through discomfort because they understand that growth happens outside the comfort zone. This ability to keep going, even when tired, stressed, or unmotivated, is what builds true resilience. Daily discipline makes the Sigma more focused, more stable, and more confident. It becomes their armor against stress and their shield against chaos. When life hits hard, they don't fall apart, because their mind has been trained through daily habits to stay strong. This is why disciplined people always rise again, no matter how many times they fall. Habit 5. Detachment from chaos. One of the most effective Sigma habits for mastering the mind is the ability to detach from chaos. Detachment does not mean you stop caring about life or people. It means you protect your peace by refusing to get dragged into unnecessary stress, drama, and emotional storms created by others. Most people get involved in every argument, every conflict, and every problem around them. They get emotionally drained trying to fix everything. But Sigmas understand that not every fight needs their attention. Not every situation needs a reaction. And not every person deserves access to their energy. Detachment helps Sigmas stay calm when others lose control. Instead of jumping into drama, they step back and observe. They ask themselves, is this worth my energy? Will this matter in the long run? Is this my responsibility? If the answer is no, they walk away without guilt. This ability protects their mental health and builds resilience. When you detach from chaos, you stop wasting time arguing with people who don't want solutions. You stop stressing about things that don't benefit your growth. You stop reacting to negativity that tries to pull you down. Detachment also teaches emotional maturity. Instead of letting words, gossip, or criticism hurt them, Sigmas stay neutral. They don't take things personally because they know everyone speaks from their own experiences, not the truth. This gives them incredible emotional strength. Sigmas choose peace over popularity. They choose growth over drama. And they choose clarity over confusion. This mindset keeps them focused on their goals and protects them from emotional burnout. When you learn to detach from chaos, your mind becomes clear, your emotions become steady, and your resilience becomes unshakable. You become stronger simply because your energy is no longer wasted on things that do not matter. Habit 6. Purpose-driven thinking. One of the strongest Sigma habits that builds deep mental resilience is purpose-driven thinking. Purpose is the inner compass that keeps the Sigma personality moving, even when life becomes difficult. Without purpose, people feel lost, confused, and easily stressed. But with purpose, even the hardest challenges become easier to handle. Sigmas don't wake up and simply go through the day. They know why they are doing what they do. Their goals, dreams, and values guide them. This clear sense of direction gives them a strong mind and an unshakable spirit. When you have purpose, small problems don't bother you. Negative people don't slow you down. And fear doesn't control you. Purpose-driven thinking also helps Sigmas stay focused. When they face obstacles, they don't quit. Instead, they remind themselves of the bigger picture. They tell themselves, "This struggle is part of my journey." This mindset turns difficulties into learning opportunities, not reasons to give up. Another important part of purpose-driven thinking is understanding priorities. Sigmas know what deserves their time and what doesn't. They choose activities, relationships, and habits that bring them closer to their goals. Anything that distracts them gets removed from their life. This keeps their mind clean, their emotions steady, and their path clear. Purpose also brings emotional strength. When you understand your why, you don't need motivation from others. You don't fear failure because you know every setback is a step forward. You don't feel lost because your purpose becomes your guide. This habit creates a powerful mental foundation. Even when life gets tough, Sigmas stand firm because they are driven by something deeper than comfort or approval. They are driven by meaning. When you build a life with purpose, you don't just survive challenges, you grow through them. Resilience isn't about being emotionless. It's about being mentally prepared, emotionally aware, and purpose-driven. And if you want to master your mind, start applying these Sigma habits today. Because the world respects one type of person, the one who keeps going, even when everything tries to break them. If this video from Stoic Albums inspired you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More Sigma psychology, more mental toughness, more real transformation is coming. Stay sharp, stay resilient, stay Sigma.